Namaste, divine beings. Question: what is the value and purpose of consciousness? The layer of consciousness the mind is in determines the quality of thoughts. When we have expanded our consciousness, the higher vibrancies creates the wisdom to unfold for us the heavens as experience and the realities. The objective of yoga, meditation, and all practices seeking truth from within is the attainment of consciousness. As we expand consciousness, we are going beyond the limits of the mind, beyond the limits of memory. As in the expanded states of consciousness is the supermind states of Turiya, the sages call the sleepless sleep. At this states of consciousness, we are able to perceive beyond the five senses. We awaken the enormous potential within ourselves that shines as a unique genius. The states of Turiya is the mastery of mind, body, and circumstance. Going back into history, Mahatma Gandhiji, Nelson Mandela, Martin Luther King are leaders we love since they operated from the fields of higher consciousness. The realities they created is that of peace, deeper understanding, and oneness of humanity. When we expand our consciousness, we are expanding our ability to source connect and be the wisdom that enhances our now moment. The spirit having the human experience is the states of expanded consciousness. Beings like Albert Einstein, Newton, and Ramanujan, the great thinkers, were tapping into this expanded state of consciousness with bright intellect to connect that higher wisdom to the realities of experience and teachings. When we meet a master, an enlightened master, the only thing worth asking for is a piece of that consciousness. My story goes goes back to the time when I was meditating in the caves of Arunachala mountain. I had the opportunity to meet 3 sages who were in silence for over 10 years. I had asked them questions and they answered my questions by breaking that silence to speak to me. At the end of telling me or sharing with me their wisdom, they asked me a question, and that was, what would you like from us? And I burst out laughing and I said, I don't think you would be able to give me what I seek. They said, no, don't worry. Ask for it. And I said, okay, give me that wisdom that is behind all the years of your silence. And for a moment, there was quiet. And then a big smile. And they said, you have asked for the truth. And they shared with me that innermost light, and that light is consciousness. I realized from that moment that ultimately it is consciousness that is the absolute realities of a human experience. Along with consciousness is the gift of completion of ourselves to becoming the whole of beingness. In Tamil, the word Yogam colloquially is mentioned as the one who's lucky. But the meaning behind the word Yogam is attainment of source unions, attainments of yoga. Yogam is the one who has attained consciousness. And an attainment of consciousness is not only health and vitality, abundance is in all its forms, happiness at all times, the bliss body, the knowing, and the power of inspiration. To attain consciousness is to set timelessness, eternity as our experience in time. In other words, magnifying the now moment, so connected at all times to being the wisdom unfolding heavens, being the higher vibrant states of joy, unfolding the realities of wisdom that uplifts humanity and uplifts ourselves. The value of consciousness is the vibrancy at which we shine as the inner sun awake. So, when we meditate, no, we are expanding consciousness. When we are in the now, we are now dissolving away the limits of a karmic imprint that comes from the mind that is entangled in memory. We are stepping out to being the spirit having this wonderful human experience. We are awakening our highest self that is beyond fate. We create our destiny. Consciousness is to being the master, and in mastery of life, and in the mastery of our mind, and in mastery of the now moment. Consciousness is the supreme wealth we generate to be in the receiving end of grace to expand consciousness further and further. When we are conscious, we have more empathy, understanding, compassion, love. Being consciousness is being the light that is dissolving away our karmic limits, and we step into our truest identity of whom we are. In light of being our highest self, in wisdom, consciousness is the grandness of reality that we are entitled to in being, in grace of consciousness, in oneness. Grateful for the moments we shared together. To learn more or to connect with Nandiji, email us awake@nandhi.com, NANDHI.com, or visit our website nandhiji.com, NANDHIJI.com, in grace and blessings as one. Om Namah Shivaya.